Okay, let's rock and roll. Crowd about to lose control. I feel like Michael K. Hand me the microphone. Rocking that G to Jersey. Baby, it's 2 phones. They screaming roll call. I had to bring it home. Like a diamond who you shining under stadium lights. This the type of moment you remember for life. I got strangers on my left and some friends on my right. So play that Frank Sinatra, have a hell of a night, 'cause I'm a Yankee. Ooh, yeah, I'm a Yankee, baby. Ooh, Yankee, baby.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Frankie the Yankee Show, where we're not going to be talking about baseball tonight, everybody, even though baseball's underway and the Yankees are winning against the Rays in Tampa at our stadium of George S. Steinbrenner Field. I'm your host, your moderator, your producer, your director, everything above, Frankie the Yankee. As tonight, I'm going as Frankie Two Belt because we are officially on WrestleMania weekend. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania in Las Vegas are the homes of the Raiders, the home of the Aces, and the soon-to-be home of the Athletics. With me today, I got Jay McLevin, who knows nothing about WrestleMania, nothing about wrestling, and he is going to know all the ins and outs tonight. And our other boy, Big Glenn, over there in Indianapolis, who is just like me, big wrestling fan. He goes to a bunch of NXT shows in Florida. He goes to a bunch of shows in Indy. He actually just went to the Royal Rumble this January when they were at Lucas Oil Stadium. What's going on, boys?
Doing great, man.
So, as everybody should know tonight, this is the way this show is going to roll out. Frankie is an aficionado of WWE, AXT, NXT, everything that has the word XT in it. SmackDown, Raw, the whole 9 yards, right? Glenn is the guy who basically is it at every event that Frankie knows about. So I feel like, guys, between Big Glenn and Frankie Two Belt, that there's going to be plenty of wrestling WWE WrestleMania content from a very reliable source between these two guys. My role on this show is just to ask the questions that maybe somebody who doesn't know about WrestleMania, maybe doesn't follow wrestling, but wants to follow wrestling. That's my role. And it's going to be a hell of a good time. Frankie, all about you, baby.
All right, so let's do it. So today we had a kickoff pre-show before SmackDown. That's really nothing to get into. Jay, really is just a bunch of the wrestlers coming out and warming up with the big crowd of Vegas, getting ready for their matches this upcoming weekend. But what did happen today was Pat McAfee's show, who revealed the entrance for WrestleMania, which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out on WWE Network or WWE.com. Or if you just want to go on Google and just type in WrestleMania 41 stage, you can do that as well. It's absolutely beautiful. I feel like this is the best stadium, the best entrance that I have seen since, I think, WrestleMania. When they were in Orlando, the last time when they were in Orlando, when the Hardy Boys surprisingly came out, Glenn, if you remember that.
Yep,
I feel like that was, which one was it?
2017.
Yeah, that one. It was that was a really good entrance, but I feel like this one is good because they build a casino, the casino brand building on top of it. So it's because they're in Vegas, it's going to be an absolute blast. But we're going to start it off with the first match that's going to kick off not just night one of WrestleMania, but they're going to kick off the entire WrestleMania 41 event. And that's going to be for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion with the Royal Rumble men's winner, main event Jey Uso going one-on-one with the champion Gunther. Jay, you have any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. And before we get into the matchup in which you just mentioned, I would like to start off the show, if I may, from somebody that doesn't know a lot about wrestling. We know Roman Reigns was seen at the Raiders facility, and Glenn made a very good comment about Roman Reigns not being, I guess, heavily involved in WrestleMania. Glenn, could you kind of explain to us a little bit about what you thought when you saw Roman Reigns at Raiders in terms of what do you expect Roman Reigns' level of involvement to be at WrestleMania?
Well, the comment was kind of a funny comment and stuff. So our guy Logan Landers, he's a Raiders fan. So I was like saying that he with Roman having that Raiders jersey that he wasn't going to win. So that's pretty much how I was feeling on that. But the way that match is lined up, I don't think Roman's going to win, but I don't think he's going to be the one to take the pinfall at the end of the night.
So you expect Roman Reigns to make an appearance, but not necessarily walk away with the dub. He's probably going to make an appearance, take the L, and go back to whatever it is he's doing. Is that kind of what you're thinking about Roman Reigns?
Exactly. The fall of the match will be between CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
I get that. I just want to kind of get the Roman Reigns kind of in the picture, out of the picture. You know, what you thought about it and what you thought would be the conclusion of it. And I think we kind of understand that Roman is just kind of there to make an appearance, maybe be involved in a wrestle matchup, but not necessarily get the win. Is that kind of the take that you're giving off that?
His leukemia, he has in remission with leukemia and he still takes medication for it. So he can't wrestle full time. So, and I believe he wants to start doing big time movies and stuff like The Rock. So
no, I totally get that. And that actually makes a hell of a lot of sense. Not only physically does it make sense for him and what he's going through, but financially. I think we all know that John Cena has made a lot of money in the movie acting business. And The Rock is basically The Rock. We all know what The Rock has done in the movie business. So it totally makes sense that maybe that might be the next level in his career move, because there's a lot of money on the table for a guy like Roman Reigns to take advantage of. So I totally get that. Now, Frankie, you were asked about Jake Uso and Gunther. Is that who you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight titles to start off night one of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Now, again, you guys, I'm going to give you my amateur take, because that's exactly what it is. I'm coming from an amateur standpoint, and I don't have all the ins and outs of the storylines that you guys have. But I did see Jey Uso when he did at Elimination Chamber get the win there to basically challenge Gunther. And I can't imagine Jey Uso challenging Gunther. We all know that Jey Uso is a very up-and-coming wrestler in the WWE. Now, could he take it like Cody Rhodes? You know, Cody Rhodes took a couple of back steps when he tried to challenge Roman Reigns for that heavyweight, or for the championship, the WWE championship. You know, he lost a couple of times. So I got to be honest with you. I think Gunther, if I was doing this storyline, if I'm writing this storyline, I don't think I give Jey Uso the right of ship to win. I think I'm going to keep Gunther in it, only to keep people activated and to what could happen next. So I think to elevate that storyline, to keep that storyline going and making the WWE money, I'm going to give Gunther that win and then have Jey Uso. Jey Uso's going to get that win at some point. I don't know if it's quite right now. I think there's more money to be made having Gunther and then having Jey Uso come and try to take it from Gunther. So on that one, I'm going to go Gunther gets the win, honestly.
I'm gonna go Jey Uso, just because I can see, you know, Gunther retaining the title and then walking out and stuff like that. But I feel like because Jey Uso is so over with the crowd that it's time for Jey Uso to become a main. You know, he won the Intercontinental Champion before by himself. That was his first singles title. I feel like now he's going to get the main championship around his waist, just because of how much of backing he gets from the fans. Also, he's currently, I think, 0-4 against Gunther. He's faced Gunther 4 times. Gunther's beaten him, and every time, you know, they continue to face each other, it gets closer and closer to, you know, to Gunther trying to win, or Jey Uso trying to win. This time around, I feel like because it's WrestleMania, it's in Vegas, biggest state, like biggest pay-per-view of the year. I think main event Jey Uso is finally gonna win. He's gonna get the title. He's gonna get that call to finally be the guy of Monday Night Raw. Glenn, who do you think is this match?
Glenn, let me ask you a question based off of what Frankie just said. And Frankie, I understand 0-4 going forward. Let me ask you this. Before I go to Glenn, and Glenn gets a spill, I got one question. How many times has Gunther defended his title since he's had it? How many title defenses has he had?
So he won it at SummerSlam from Damian Priest.
Right. So let's be honest. Gunther hasn't been champion for very long. Is that a fair statement to say?
Pretty much. I would say he's probably defended it no more than 6 or 7 times, maybe. I know he's defended it on Saturday Night's Main Event, then against Jey Uso.
Because Frankie made a really good point, and I want to ask you this. I think, Glenn, this is kind of the perspective. Because look, Glenn, you're there. You're like the guy, Glenn. You're the guy. Like you're at the WrestleManias. You're at all these different wrestling events. So you're kind of the guy here. And from somebody like me, based off of the experience that Frankie just shed light on, if I'm coming at you from a guy who doesn't have a lot of experience in wrestling, I'm asking you, if he doesn't have a lot of title defense, would it make sense that Jey Uso would then come and take the title away from him? Is that really the way WWE operates, that they give up the title so quickly when he hasn't really had it for very long?
Not necessarily, because Roman Reigns.
Let me ask you one more thing. Yeah, no, because this is really where it comes down to it. Because I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but I wanted to throw one more thing in there, so when you speak on, we can speak on this all the way around clearly. Frankie said that Jey Uso is well liked. Like, everybody loves Jey Uso. Everybody. And I've seen it. I've watched it on Raw. I've seen how much everybody loves Jey Uso. I know he's very well liked. And Gunther is kind of the heel where he's not really well liked. Is it just because Jey Uso is so well liked that they're going to give it to him? Or does the heel have some level of impact on who gets the title?
Most times, WWE will go with the hot hand. Obviously, Jey Uso with the fans is a hot hand, especially with merchandise sales, T-shirts flying off the shelves. I'm sure if you try to find a Jey Uso T-shirt in Las Vegas at the Superstore out there, you're probably not going to find it at this point. But I will say, though, to answer your first question, whether or not, if with Gunther not having many defenses, if that's the reason that they'll take the title off of him. Well, Roman Reigns had like a 3 or 4 year reign, and he only defended several times a year or so. It's a case by case basis, really. And at the end of the day, as far as the match itself goes, I think Jey Uso is going to win, but he's going to be the third man in the Rock's group, and Travis Scott is going to help him out tomorrow night.
Let me ask you one more question. I get the winner of Jey Uso. Let me ask you one more question on that. From a put yourself in the position of Triple H and the leadership and the storyline group of WWE. If you were in their position and you were writing the script of how WrestleMania is going to go, would you give it to the most popular guy, or would you give it to Gunther to give yourself more leverage, even more leverage per se, come next go around and triple your money?
You could probably triple your money now if you have Jey Uso turn heel and join the Rock's group, winning the belt, and having Travis Scott and those guys come out and be in that group. So,
okay.
Yeah, that will get people talking. That will get you talking, Jay. You know.
No, seriously, because I gotta think, and I'm trying to put myself not so much into WWE wrestling mode. I'm trying to put myself into corporate mode. And if I'm writing the storyline, I got to imagine when they're writing the storyline of WrestleMania, they got to think that money is always the number one driving factor. What's going to drive our corporate sales? What's going to drive our business? What storyline is going to get us the most money? How can we get the most money out of this? Because look, you can screw the grape a little bit and give Jey Uso the title right now. You could and make good money. Or you could give Gunther the title and then have Jey Uso take it at SummerSlam or whatever, and squeeze that grape even a little bit more and get more money at SummerSlam, right? I'm just trying to figure out how much money. If I'm at the corporate mind, Triple H, and I'm trying to think, okay, storylines equal money. What storyline? How can I drive to more money to get more money in WWE?
So I don't think Gunther would be the answer for that personally. Gunther doesn't sell. I mean, he sells merchandise, but you don't hear him anywhere near top 10 or whatever. So, but I do think honestly, my idea is what would get things booming, even if with him being the bad guy and joining The Rock and Cena.
Okay. Frankie, I got a question for you. And again, I'm coming from somebody that doesn't know a lot about wrestling. So this is why I'm asking you guys these questions. Because I got to imagine anybody that doesn't know a lot about wrestling is asking, but does know the names, right? They might not know the name or the position, but they know the name. Like, I don't follow wrestling as much as you guys do, but I know Roman Reigns. I know Cody Rhodes. I know John Cena. I know The Rock. I know Jey Uso. And so I know all these guys, right? Why is it, Frankie, that like how do you see this playing out? Because I think that even though Gunther might not be the most popular person, he might be the heel. Don't you think that it would make more money and more sense to make it last one more match longer and then have the big match maybe next year at SummerSlam and Jey Uso takes it then?
No. I don't think so. I think either way, you're leading up to this match, they made a good amount of money either way, right? I feel like they made great money with Jey Uso's merchandise selling, and with Gunther being the world heavyweight champion and having the storyline with Jey Uso since January. This has been building up since January because Jey Uso announced literally right after winning in the Royal Rumble that he's coming after Gunther's world heavyweight title. But
why Gunther? Why Gunther?
Well,
that's the question I wanted to ask you, too. And I'm glad you said that. Why Gunther and not Cody Rhodes? Like, why would he not go after Cody Rhodes and go after the big deal?
Right. So I'm the type of person that can literally like plan out a WWE event that's about to happen. So I feel like the majority of the match card that's going on tomorrow and Sunday, I had mentioned and planned even before Royal Rumble. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, I did not plan that. I planned it John Cena winning it. And when I thought that he was going to win it, I thought John Cena was going to face Cody Rhodes anyway. And for that reason is because you see Cody Rhodes as the new face of WWE, right? So if you're having a new face of WWE and it's not Roman Reigns, which by the way, he had his moment 2 years ago against John Cena, Money in the Bank, and Roman Reigns beat him. But because this is John Cena's farewell tour and Cody Rhodes is currently the next face of WWE, not knowing what Roman Reigns' future looks like, the best way to do it with the current guy of WWE, John Cena, on his way out, pass the torch to Cody Rhodes. So I've always planned for John Cena and Cody Rhodes to go head-to-head at WrestleMania. John Cena turning heel, I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. Honestly, I got to be honest with you. When I watched that on Raw, when I watched that on Monday Night Raw and he turned heel on Monday Night Raw, I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me.
Well, he turned heel at Elimination Chamber, but same thing.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I guess I didn't. I watched Elimination Chamber, but I didn't realize. I thought it was more so in Raw. But okay, continue, mission.
He's talking about that kid from Belgium when you saw that clip.
Yeah, I know. But I felt that Jey Uso wanted to pick Gunther because the last time they fought or wrestled each other, Jey Uso almost did win. He literally did. He felt like he can. He has the advantage of Gunther. He feels like he can beat him. He was really that close to beating him, and I feel like he wants to do it again to prove himself that he can do it. It's the same thing happened with Sami Zayn last year.
Hold that thought. Was it? Because you said it was his choice, and I'm curious. Look, guys, I mean this. Was it really Uso's choice to go the Gunther route rather than the Cody Rhodes route, or was it WWE story writers directing him to go that route?
No. So when you win a Royal Rumble, nothing is penciled in yet. When you win a Royal Rumble, you have the choice of your own. Like WWE don't come out and tell you, hey, this is who you're going to be wrestling at WrestleMania. No, when you win the Royal Rumble, you legitimately have your own choice to choose which championship you want to go for. And they don't even have with WWE now is really weird because I feel like now when you win the Royal Rumble, you don't have to choose between the two world champions. You can also choose the NXT championship as well.
No, I understand that, but do you think it's
that.
weird? But Frankie, do you think it's weird? Seriously, let's put ourselves in Kobe. Let's put ourselves in Kobe Bryant mode. Let's go Kobe Bryant. Let's go or Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whoever it is you relate most with. These guys aren't going for G League bullshit, which is what I feel like Gunther is. I feel like going for Gunther is some G League bullshit. Why would you not want to go for the Cody Rhodes and get the biggest title there is? Why would you choose something different unless you felt like they weren't going to give it to you? In other words, you felt like the writers, even if I chose Cody Rhodes to go the Cody Rhodes road, maybe the writers weren't going to script it in my favor, so let me take Gunther. And I know if I go against Gunther, maybe the writers will favor me over Gunther. Do you think he took the road that he was most likely to win versus the writers' perspective?
No, there's many decisions. The first one, like I said, is because Cody Rhodes is the new face. John Cena's on his way out. What better way to do it than pass the torch to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania?
But you're speaking from their perspective. I'm talking. Oh, you're speaking from those two perspectives. I'm talking about.
I'm still going. And I feel like the real reason why he didn't choose Cody Rhodes is because let's not forget, he just recently, not so long ago, was just tag team champions with Cody Rhodes. Him and Cody Rhodes are actually good. Like they're friends. Cody Rhodes teamed up with him to go up against his.
So he didn't want to go against his friend. Is that your thing that Jey Uso didn't want to go against his friend?
He wouldn't care to go up against his friend, but he chose Gunther because he was close recently to beat Gunther for the title, and he got cheated out by his brother Solo and stuff, and now he. But
why would you want to go for Frankie? Why would you want to go for a less? Even if you had issues with Gunther, why would you want to go for a lesser title? I always want to go for the most. That's not
even a less title though. They're both equal titles.
They're not equal. Are you serious? Are you going to tell me that the title that Cody Rhodes in the international title are the same?
WWE at this point has claimed that both belts are equal.
They're equal titles.
I know to us it's not, but like the new viewership, they try to push that like it's the same equal title.
It's all in kayfabe at the end of the day.
And again, and Frankie, I'm not trying to challenge you like as a person. I'm just trying to come at you from a person who doesn't have as much wrestling history or background. This is what people that don't follow wrestling as much but want to watch, WrestleMania. They're going to want to understand why they're going for these titles, and that's what I want to bring out is why they're doing it, and that's why I want you guys to.
But
to
don't get the people confused that don't watch wrestling and be like, well, wait, he's going for a title that's lesser than what Cody Rhodes is. No, they're both equally the same title, just on different shows.
But watch this. Actually, it makes sense because the fact that Jacob corrected me and said that, and also Glenn, you also corrected me that, and you said that both titles are equal. For those of us that don't follow WWE as closely as you guys do, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that both titles were equal. So it's very important, Glenn and Jacob, that you guys pointed that out because a lot of us didn't know that. So now, if you're watching this show like me, now you know that those two titles are have the same capacity as equalness. So it's good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's great information. That's for sure.
Let's say if you don't know, you don't know. Damn it. Look at this motherfucker. Look at you sexy bastard. You sexy motherfucker.
Going on?
Sexy.
I was in the basement.
But you don't have my beard, so fuck you.
He'd look like he at Legion Stadium right now.
I don't grow good facial hair. Well, this is about what I stay with for the next 6 months. And I'll get some neck hair.
Hey, Jacob, so when you're sexy, you don't need a beard. So there you go.
Oh, speaking of, Jay, if you look on Jacob's green screen, that's the actual stage of what Vegas is going to look like tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. Look at Jacob bringing us a stage.
Jacob is in Vegas right now.
Point. Jacob, hold on real quick. Hey, for those that are tuning in, Jacob is also a gamer here on WWE. Jacob is a gamer here on ESEN. Jacob, give us your handle. Where I know you're on ESEN. I know they can go to the link tree in the description, but you're Jacob 518, correct?
518 Jake.
Yeah, Jake 518. Okay.
518 Jake.
Yeah, put it in the chat. I'll drop it in the group so we all.
Oh my
So-
god.
No,
it's in his
please
name.
do, because I'm old and I don't hear well.
Yeah, you're
But
good.
I want people to hey, listen, guys.
Jake's
Jake-
dyslexia
Jake does a lot
is kicking in.
with gaming. There he is. If you want to catch Jake on our link tree, you can go to our link tree and check out Jake and all of his stuff. There's his handle. You can find us there here on ESEN, and Jake does a hell of a job doing what he does in the gaming world, and we're very, very excited to have Jake on our platform. Okay, Jake, now that I've sucked your nuts long enough.
He does okay. He still gets struck out. He still
Shut up,
pops out.
Frankie.
He still ground out. He
Dude,
still gets
I
double
was
played.
so bad in baseball the other night. I got mercied.
Jake, do me a favor. Hold on. No, seriously. No BS. Jake, take that mic that's on your left side and bring it closer to your mouth. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm saying bring it closer to your mouth so we can hear you better. Because right now you sound like you're a million miles away.
It's just for him, Jacob, because he's 57 years old. We call him Jay.
Shut your mouth. Jay, don't you get a
He
mic?
needs some of the miracle ears.
Did it sound better though?
There you go, Jake. That's
Yeah,
what I
had the wrong mic connected.
No. You're good. Now we got you good. Now everybody can hear you and exactly what you're saying. All right, Frankie. Again, I didn't mean to
eating
interrupt
peanut butter
you.
a couple minutes ago.
All right, Frankie, man, take us where you want us to go, brother.
All right, so we have our second match of the night. Honestly, I'm just gonna add it in. It's Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. He's actually one of my big favorites as of right now. And for those of you who do watch wrestling, no, it is not Chad Gable. Do not come on the comments and say, "Well, that's Chad Gable." It's not Chad Gable. All right, he's not there. He's hurt right now. All right, he's out signing stuff over at some hotels and everything like that. This is El Grande Americano. He's bailed from the Gulf of Mexico. They had to change it because people were getting upset. They can't, to us, it's actually the Gulf of America. But
it is Gulf of America.
I know.
I'm glad you said that, Frankie. No, seriously. Now again, I'm coming from somebody who doesn't know a lot about wrestling, but I have seen the headlines. And El Grande and his uniform has come under a little bit of scrutiny with the media. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you want to elaborate a little bit on El Grande and kind of the backlash that his uniform has caused?
Well, because he comes out in a red, white, and blue American uniform singlet for quote unquote Mexican professional wrestler of the Luchador Libre, area, and coming out saying that he was hailed from the Gulf of America. It kind of upsetted a lot of Mexican Americans and stuff like that. So WWE had to change it up and say, listen, you can still wear the American singlet, but we're gonna have to change you from Gulf of America to the Gulf of Mexico, just so we don't get in trouble. But I think it's ridiculous. I honestly do. I mean, the man is called El Grande Americano for some odd reason. So why not, have him from the Gulf of America? Like that's what it is now.
About that, and we're not going to get political. We're not going to get political. But if you
we're not.
Hey, if you really think about it, if you look at the Gulf, and you look at how much Mexico actually occupies of the Gulf, it's like a fourth of the Gulf. Like 3/4 of the Gulf is Louisiana, Texas, and all the states going that in Florida, Alabama, all that. You think like kind of it should be the Gulf of America. But anyway, that's another story for another day. We're not here to talk about that. El Grande, Tony. Folks.
Yes.
I actually didn't even know that the location was an issue. Honestly, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was a big situation. It was really big. Like they had to change it. And then today on Pat McAfee show, Michael Cole ended up, saying the Gulf of America, and then everybody, Pat McAfee's crew was like, or he said Gulf of Mexico, and then Pat McAfee's crew was like Gulf of America, and then Michael Cole had to be like, yeah, well, yeah, but they had to change it for him. It was a really big deal because people were getting upset about it, especially in the Mexican American community. But I believe El Grande Americano is going to come out victorious on this. I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's he going against?
Rey Mysterio, the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio.
Oh, Rey Mysterio.
I can't.
You really think that's going to happen? That you think El Grande is going to take out a guy like Rey Mysterio and his legacy?
Yes.
Why?
Because listen, I love Rey Mysterio. Right, I've watched Rey Mysterio since he debuted back then in WCW when he was called Rey Mysterio Jr. All right, I love Rey Mysterio. I actually almost cried when he finally got inducted into the Hall of Fame by my boy Conan.
But are you? Hey, hold on, time out. Are you saying that Rey Mysterio would lose to El Grande because basically Rey Mysterio is just occupying space and his time has passed and they want to? No. Are you saying that maybe El Grande is the future luchador to take over for him along with?
No, that's never going to happen. If there's any luchador that's going to take over for Rey Mysterio when he's gone, it's definitely going to be Penta or Rey Fénix.
No, I understand Penta and them, but I'm saying, but in this specific match, we're not talking about Penta and we're not talking about anybody else. We're talking about these two guys. These two guys. You got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande. Are you saying that Grande would take out Rey Mysterio because maybe Rey Mysterio is just kind of there more for who Rey Mysterio is, and he's going to lose it because El Grande would be the next guy to overtake that, and maybe they want El Grande and Penta to come up against each other, maybe in a future match?
Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to get everybody in here.
I know I took you left, didn't I, motherfucker?
I'm gonna be honest. Because I got Rey Mysterio winning it. That's who I think is one person.
I don't know what's going on. Big Phil is in here, but he's not on our screen. I don't know what's going on.
It.
I don't know why the layout is like this right now.
No, Big Lynn is there.
No, Big Phil, our boy Phil. Phil Tross is here.
Oh, Phil's in here?
Yeah, but I can't.
What? Are you fucking Hold on.
He's in here.
Shit, hell no. You better bring Staff Sergeant Tross up in here. Hold on now.
I'm trying to, but the screen, like, for some reason, the layout, the layout of this is like weird.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, you're fucking weird.
We can see you on the bottom. We can definitely see you on the bottom, but the live can't see you.
How does that work?
Hold on. I'm trying to fix it now.
No, we gotta get Phil up in here.
Right there, I got you right there, Frankie. I got you.
Yeah, go to the settings and then change like the layout.
Hey.
But you got
Is he in?
He's there, but why
small, yeah, all right, that's my bad. That's my bad.
What the fuck is this shit?
Technical difficulties.
Jay gonna need a magnifying glass to look at this.
What the?
Look, I crashed the StreamYard.
Hold on. I will figure this out. No, we got to get Phil in here. Hold on. Let me figure this out.
Yeah, I know. Just the one I made was too small. That was all.
There we go. That's good.
It's reasonable. That's reasonable.
We could do that.
All right. For lack of, I guess, experience at running a podcast, we're going to run it this way. For ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce everybody, if I may. To my right, you have Frankie, no hairline, 2 belts.
That's right, baby. That's right. Frankie,
and the other side, you have Big Glenn. I don't have a shirt that's clean right now. It's all in the washing machine. Glenn. And then below, down to my left, would be my boy, Staff Sergeant, soon to be Sergeant First Class.
And y'all know who I'm rooting for, baby. Big Oos energy over here.
Hey, that's how we roll. If you don't know, that's a fusion sergeant major in the Army. Anyway, to the other side, we got our boy, 518 Jake, the boy, the gamer, the guy that sniffs out everything ugly.
It stinks in this room.
Hold on.
Smell like
Hold on,
shit.
Hold on, because Jay, you're not gonna go around and introduce someone. We also got the guy to my right. All right, Mr. Gray Beard, non-memory guy holding Jay. We're gonna call him Jay Biden. All right, we're not gonna call
Jay
him
Biden.
Hey, listen,
Yo, Phil, what's going on?
Or
Phil?
turn off the lights in this room. That's Mel's job. So shut up.
Hey, I saw
How
you
you- how
guys
you
live
doing,
on
Phil?
Facebook, and I was like, I gotta join. Hey, believe it or not, I'm a pretty big wrestling fan, man. So I'm excited for this WrestleMania because next year it'll be in my home state of New Orleans, Louisiana. So I can't wait.
Oh, there you go.
Hey. It might be your home state, but where's your family live? San Antonio. Shut up.
Yo, I was like,
Shut
yo,
up.
they
Your
just
family lives
announced
in
the
San Antonio.
DLC match
Shut
for
up.
WrestleMania.
For who? Who's in it?
Motor City Machine Gun, Street Profits, and DYI.
Oh, look at that. So we just got
Ooh.
some breaking news from 518 Jake announced on SmackDown
Ooh, that's
a triple
crazy.
threat match for the WWE Tag Team World Tag Team. No, WWE Tag Team Champion.
DLC.
It's gonna be what you said, Jake. Is gonna be Street Profits versus DIY
Motor City Machine
versus
Guns,
Motor
yeah.
City Machine Guns. That's actually gonna be a good triple threat tag team match.
Ooh.
But before we get to that, now that it's been breaking news and it's added to the card, which I'm glad because I was like, why the hell you have one tag team championship in there but not two? Phil, we just talked about Gunther and Jey Uso. I see, Big Uso Phil over there eating away when he's coming in here. Yeet. Yo, Phil, let me know, bro, because Jay over here thinking Gunther's gonna walk out champion.
So it'll be a really good matchup. But if you see the storyline, it's really that David versus Goliath, that underdog versus the established vet. I mean, they're both vets, you right? But like, you got on one hand, you got the tactician and Gunther. On the other hand, you got the crowd moving, the crowd shaking, the charismatic Jey Uso. So what I think is gonna happen, Frankie, is that Jay's gonna take a beat down for the majority of the fight, and then at the very end, he's gonna unload a few frog splashes, a few super kicks, some spears, and he'll be your new champion, man.
That is definitely
All right,
how it would happen.
No,
for sure.
bullshit. Phil, no, Phil, bullshit. Phil, you're a pragmatic person. You're a very business-like guy. You speak money. When I look at your face, I want to throw $50 bills at it.
Because Frankie,
No, hold on. Phil, hold on. Let me ask you this, because here's the thing. I've said earlier, how many title defenses has Gunther had? They said maybe one or whatever. I don't think Gunther has had enough time at championship level for him to be taken out. I think they're going to make more money having him beat Jey Uso and build up a bigger Jey Uso at either A, SummerSlam, or B maybe even an event after SummerSlam. I don't think it's Jey Uso's time to take over a championship belt, but you think otherwise.
But Jay, look, I'm gonna counter with this, and Frankie and Jake, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, right? The crowd, the fans run WWE, and the most recent example we have is with WrestleMania last year, right? The plan was for The Rock to beat Cody Rhodes, but the fan was like, nah, The Rock ain't about to just come in and crush just like that. And because of the fan reaction, they pivoted at the last second to make it a triple threat, whatever it was, and obviously Cody Rhodes won. And so right now, Jey Uso is as over as he's ever been in WWE right now. You got to ride that wave of momentum, just like it was with LA Knight, right? LA Knight was so over last year, you had to crown him as a champion eventually. So I think, to your point, yeah, Gunther might not have finished his title reign the way that we want it to happen, but Jey Uso is just too over right now to not crown him the champion, man.
Let me ask you this, though. Okay, I get it. I understand exactly what you said, what Jacob said, what Glenn said, and what Frankie said. But I always think pragmatically. My thing is, if Jey Uso has this following now, and then watch this. You take an L against Gunther now, and you make that money, because they're going to make that money in Vegas. They're going to make that money regardless of whoever wins. That money's already been made. Why not wait and make even more money, maybe even magnified money, to see the return against maybe a Gunther versus Jay, and you make double your profits. I mean, let's think WWE, maybe upper level management business, because we all want to think as fans, but think globally, think money. Don't you think they make more money at a second going of it at Gunther versus the first time around?
The corporation WWE as a business may believe that, but again, the fans run the show, and fans can be very fickle, right? So yes, he's super over right now, but let's say he loses and some of that steam comes off. The fans eventually, they're not going to want to see a Jey Uso as a champion. They want to see something new, something fresh. You got to strike while the iron is hot. From a business perspective, yes, that makes sense. But again, as we've already seen, if the fans don't like it, the fans won't show up for it. The fans won't pay for it. They'll make their voices, they'll make it known. So I just, recent history just proves that the fans going over in this, man.
But watch this. The fans wanted Cody Rhodes to take out Roman Reigns the first time, and then the bloodline stepped in and kept Cody Rhodes from taking the title from Roman Reigns. When everybody loves Cody Rhodes, I mean, he's like the big daddy. So you don't see something like that happening again with Gunther?
Yeah, but again, so we're talking WrestleMania, right? It makes sense for Cody to win the championship at WrestleMania. That's the biggest event of the year. You get what I'm saying? So it's just you gotta blend the business aspect plus what the fans want, what the audience wants, what the world is telling you is hot right now. And man, how many times have we seen Jey Uso just come into the crowd and rock the stadium? I mean, even some of the house shows, his star power right now is crazy, man.
Oh, I get it.
Think about the merchandise you can sell with a Jey Uso championship shirt.
Uso when he won, right? When Uso was on top of the desk at Pat McAfee, I forget what it was. He was doing this number when he won at Elimination Chamber. I was there I was rocking the shit out of Jey Uso in Elimination Chamber. Trust me and believe. I understand where you're coming from. Frankie, what's our next match?
We mentioned El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. Just before we get into that, breaking news just happened on SmackDown where Randy Orton just threw an open challenge for Sunday Night 2 of WrestleMania to whoever in the locker room. We wonder who that's going to be.
I got one name. I got one guess. It'll be Brock Lesnar.
You crazy.
They're going to bring him back?
Why not?
Well, let me ask you this.
Night of the year.
Hey, let me ask you guys this.
Las Vegas.
Oh, shit. I mean, I get that. That actually with the tractor that he did that one day when he had the tractor and he came in that thing with the tractor and all that. I get it. I mean, Brock Lesnar.
That's the greatest shit I've ever seen.
But look,
Brock Lesnar would be kind of cool.
Brock Lesnar, he's up there with Vince McMahon right now, hiding in the closet, bro. I don't know if they're ready to bring him back.
I think he's good. Brock's
good.
Yeah, Brock's good.
Okay.
Well, hey, let me ask you guys this.
It's gonna be Aleister Black.
Let's talk Seth freaking Rollins for a second. Where does he line up in all this? Because I thought at some point maybe he might even be able to challenge Cody Rhodes or somebody for the big Grand de la Creme championship. You know, with all the following and everybody loves Seth fucking Rollins. Let's be honest. Where's he in all this?
I think he's just getting lost in the shuffle of other big storylines. I mean, in and of itself, is he a megastar? Sure. Is he super over with the fans still? Sure. But at least from my personal perspective, to me, the bloodline story is still pretty big. Roman Reigns is still a main attraction. Jey Uso's hot right now. You got LA Knight. You got even some of the guys from NXT. It's just he's kind of getting lost in the shuffle. I mean, because I feel like he just really is his third wheel in the whole CM Punk Roman Reigns saga, because really, take him out of the equation, it's still a phenomenal match. Because again, the favorite at the wise man, old Punk, and to me, he's just getting lost in the shuffle, man.
I agree. And I got to be honest with you. If I'm Seth freaking Rollins, I'm probably going to go to Triple H and be like, "Look, you're right. Hey, look, I got a lot of fan base out there. I mean, I got a big fan base. why am I not more in the conversation? Why, you're right. Because that's what I thought too. Why am I being lost in the shuffle? Why are we talking CM Punk when you got motherfucking Seth freaking Rollins? What are we doing? Hey, what are we doing? But anywho, Americana, you got El Grande versus Rey Mysterio, Phil. We've all kind of weighed in on that. How do you see that match turning out?
To me, that's definitely one of your mid carders, man. I think that's just a filler, to be honest with you. I think Rey Mysterio is at the point of his career where he's just really his job is to put over other wrestlers to build other stars up. So I mean, I haven't watched too much of Chad Gable.
Frankie, hold on.
Chad Gable.
It's not.
You're
Chad
right.
Gable.
It's not Chad Gable.
Frankie says that El Grande is not Chad Gable.
But I do think at WrestleMania, Rey Mysterio is going to unmask him, so we could find out if it's Chad Gable.
You know what?
Hey.
To our fans that are watching, I apologize. I do not know who that guy is. I'm just guessing. I'm making an assumption. I don't know who he is. I apologize for breaking the fourth wall.
That's the
WWE has a chance to do something funny as hell with that if they actually wanted to do it.
Yeah, that could be like the comedy match for sure. I was
have Kurt Angle beat El Grande Americano tomorrow night and have him beat
that'd be crazy.
Hilarious.
Big Lynn, they missed the mark years ago by not making Chad Gable Kurt Angle's son, man. I'm telling you, they missed the mark on that one.
Yeah, they gave it to the wrong one, unfortunately.
They really wanted Jason. That was crazy.
Frankie, what's the next match after that one?
These aren't in order. I'm just going through like the matches for night one quickly. We're gonna quickly talk Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm not a huge big fan of this match. I feel like this match is gonna be weird. But I'm gonna stick with my gut and I'm gonna go with I feel like Naomi's gonna win, honestly. As much as I love Jade Cargill, I just think for her first WrestleMania match, she might not win it. It's gonna be a good one, maybe.
That's a hot take.
I think they're both gonna have like a good WrestleMania entrance. They'll probably both have a good entrance.
A little Vendetta over here showing on SmackDown for a 425-25, where a superstar is gonna come out during that time, and I think it's gonna Grande Jake Paul. I think it's gonna be Aleister Black coming on April 25th, 2025. But yeah, Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Oh, hey, hold up too, Frankie. I don't mean to cut you off. Could you mention it briefly? The Street Profits TLC match, right? Hey, after the Street Profits cut that promo, man, they've been on a heater. So I'm kind of glad that they're getting the recognition they deserve. But my bad, Frank. I want to put that out there real quick. My bad.
I just saw that. I just saw what you had.
By the way, my mom said that Rey Mysterio is gonna win, and I always trust my mother. So I got Rey Mysterio, baby.
Yeah, and your mother's been telling you that the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl every year, but that don't happen, right?
Yeah.
No. Actually, my mom's a Houston, Texas fan, and she calls me a loser on the side. But we're not talking about that, Frankie. Leave that shit alone. We're not talking about football right now. We're talking wrestling. What's the next match?
It's right here. It's not charging. The next match we're gonna talk about is the championship match, women's championship match. Tiffany Stratton, who's the champion, going one-on-one with the women's Royal Rumble winner, the Queen, the one and only, Charlotte Flair.
That's a boring match to me.
I'm going.
He said that's a boring match to me.
That's bad. That's a mid championship match, bro.
You guys are so disrespectful. Not just to Charlotte, but to Tiffany Stratton.
It's definitely not. I got the Queen. Charlotte's winning that title for sure.
Yeah, look, yeah. I don't have nowhere near the wrestling knowledge that anybody on this panel has. As a matter of fact, I have zero. But even I know that I'm rocking with Charlotte Flair. Woo!
Hey, see, I'm going with Tiffy time, man. I'm going with Tiffy time.
I'm going with it's going to be Tiffy time. I mean, Tiffy time at WrestleMania.
There we go, Big Lynn. There we go.
So me and Jake are rocking with Charlotte Flair. Everybody else is going Stratton. Frankie?
Frankie's probably like me, probably having a hard time figuring out who to pick.
Frankie, are you there, brother?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was just talking to Caitlin for a second.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Stratton, Flair. Who you going? He must be asking Caitlin. Hold on a minute.
I just feel like they're forcing it back on Charlotte Flair because she came back, and which the WWE tends to do that a lot when they got stars coming back off an injury or whatever. But I just feel like Tiffy's a phenomenal wrestler as a women's wrestler, phenomenal wrestler, man. Good charisma about her. I don't know. We'll see.
How many title defenses has she had? Is this her first one?
This is her first.
One,
This is
third
her
one?
first, I believe.
Cool.
And Charlotte Flair just came back off of injury, correct?
Yeah, she tore ACL.
This
She
is
tore ACL.
first title defense.
Well, Tiffy Stratton is not.
No, she had to defend it against Nia Jax when she beat
You're
her.
right. You're right. You're right. My bad. You're right.
So Frankie, you got Stratton or you got Flair? Who you going?
I've been a Charlotte Flair fan since day one, bro. I never doubt the Queen.
That's
my queen for a
snappers.
reason.
So we got 3-2 Charlotte Flair, baby.
You got Big
baby.
Phil over there saying it's Tiffy time. Listen, it was Tiffy time a while back. All right, now that time is clicked and it came up. It's the Queen's time to get back on top and get that championship, baby.
Give me the woo. Give me the woo.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo! It's really cute.
Next match.
Next match. What's the next match?
Next match. This is a real good one. I think it's gonna be really great. WWE United States Championship match with LA Knight, who's the champion, going 1-on-1 with Jacob Fatu. Jay, we mentioned Jacob Fatu the other day, and Jay didn't know who he was or what was going on. I told Jacob.
He don't know who he is.
I told Jay that he does the Jacob Fatu shakes.
No. And okay, so this is where the show gets in, where I told you that you got a guy like Big Phil Trost. You got first class Trost. Yeah, I'm putting that stuff out there. Yeah, no, look at me, motherfucker. Don't look up, don't look down. I'm speaking that into existence. Okay,
Hey.
I'm speaking into existence.
Like Jacob Fatu said, right? You might have got your hair done, but don't get it twisted, baby.
No, I got everything twisted. I'm so twisted. I don't know if I'm white or black. Listen, I'm speaking into existence. Guys, listen, technically speaking, he has to be technical. He is Staff Sergeant Phil Trost. But I'm speaking into existence. He will soon be Staff Sergeant Phil Trost.
Who do you guys got winning that match? That's a tough one.
Okay,
I got Jacob Fatu winning, honestly.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. As a person who doesn't know anything about him, Jake, I want you to tell me about this guy. Tell me about why you think he's the guy.
He came into WWE hot off the press, steamrolling everybody. I've actually never seen someone like beat up Braun Strowman like that too. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's a bad dude right there, buddy.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And he's probably what? Top 5, top 10 most explosive athletes in WWE right now?
Yeah, and he's got like a pretty nice hefty size on him too. He's not like some
Hold on, we got size. Hold on, we got size and we got a big name athlete. Lynn, what's your perspective on him and why do you think he's gonna take him out?
I just feel like Jacob Fatu is going to run right through the LA Knight. I like LA Knight, but I also like Jacob Fatu. At the end of the day, I just feel like Jacob Fatu is going to be a squash match.
His face been scaring me.
I will guarantee you that match will not go longer than 5 minutes.
Frankie, I want you to tell me why, from a storyline perspective, not who you think, but from a storyline perspective, who do you think is going to win?
Storyline perspective, I think Jacob Fatu is gonna win. I would love to see LA Knight win. That's my boy. But just storyline perspective, I think Jacob Fatu will win this, and I think it's gonna be a quick squash match. And the reason that he will win it, I feel like, is Solo Sikoa is gonna come out and help him because they're gonna do a future storyline where Solo Sikoa is gonna face Jacob Fatu, and it's gonna be for the United States Championship. Most likely gonna happen at SummerSlam. Which is
Yep, SummerSlam, baby. That's where I
see, Jay. This is why I disagree a little bit, right? because if you look at Jacob Fatu's old stuff before he joined WWE, he has a pretty extensive like wrestling toolkit, right? He could wrestle decent sized matches. So I would say they want to put that on display. But I want LA Knight to win, but I feel like he won't win only because again, who's hotter right now? Fatu's on a heater right now compared to LA Knight. LA Knight star is still bright, but it's fizzled a little bit, you know. It's not as hot as it was last year. So I'm whatever as far as Fatu winning, but I figure it'd be like a 15, 20-minute match, maybe.
And that's really it, right, guys? I mean, Glenn, Jacob, sorry, first class Tross. Yeah, I'm putting that out in existence. I don't care what you say. And you know, Frankie, you know, we all want or probably would like to see LA Knight win, but that's not always the way the storyline goes. And I think the storyline goes, and it sounds really good, Frankie, the way you laid it out. Fatu wins, then you got Solo Okoa, you know, battling him out. There's more money in that storyline to go that direction than if LA Knight wins. So for those reasons, as a person that knows absolutely zero about wrestling, but a lot about storylines, I'm going to go Fatua based on what you were talking about, Frankie, because I think that's the bigger, better, advanced storyline in the future. I'm going to go that. And that's the reason why I'm going that direction. Next
I
match.
tell you where all the money is at. All the money is in that Fatu shake that you're going to need to watch and see for yourself, Jay McLovin.
Yeah, the other night I told Jay that I feel like he ends the night with Melanie doing the Jacob Fatu shakes.
He gonna be doing it with that silly face too.
I did a shake last night. I don't know if it was a Fatua shake, but I'm gonna call it the McLovin shake, and it worked out pretty well. So shut up.
Nobody needs to know that nasty ass shit. But let's go.
Hey, we're not talking nasty. Next match.
We have the World Tag Team Championship match, not the one that just got announced, but it's going to be the War Raiders, who are the champions, versus the New Day, or should I say the Heel Day?
I got New Day winning that.
Yeah, so do I. Hey, Jay, if you don't know,
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go
Jay,
War Raiders.
It's because you got a beard like them.
Hold on.
I do, Jacob. I do, Jacob. The beard stick together, brother.
I haven't seen.
Listen real quick. The New Day is considered one of the greatest tag teams, you know, in WWE, next to the Uso brothers and stuff like that. We haven't seen the New Day with tag team gold in a very long time.
Been a while.
The last time they held it, they broke the record, and then, you know, obviously the Usos ended up breaking that record when they won it. But I think it's time for a dude, especially with the turnaround of the New Day, going from babyface for a long time
and their heels.
Heel. I feel like, and don't get me wrong, War Raiders can win it, but I feel like I'm not, you know, call me crazy, but I think this is where my boy Big E comes out and, you know, he turns heel and surprise everybody.
I think, yeah.
And helps the New Day win and just be like, listen, I think you guys were right all along. You know, we're brothers. And then, you know, next you know, this dude just turns heel, like, just shocking.
That would be amazing.
And correct me if I'm wrong, War Raiders are the current title holders, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And
yeah, I don't think New Day is going to take that belt right now. Right now, I don't think they do that, because correct me if I'm wrong, the War Raiders just got that title. I don't think they give it up right now to New Day. I think New Day's got a little bit more to go. So I'm War Raiders.
I didn't watch too much of the build for that one.
Of course you didn't. You were watching NASCAR.
Yeah. But I'll go back and watch saying last night on GWR heel of face, but you can find out also on our page here on ESEN. But I'm going with the War Raiders.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Speak with your chest, Glenn. Say it one more time, but say it with your chest.
I'm going with the motherfucking War Raiders.
Okay, that's kind of like a moderate chest, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
It's like a chest with asthma, but we're gonna go with it.
More like a chest with COPD, but yeah, not that has COPD.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm saying, Frankie? Next, what's our next match, baby? Frankie, Frankie, we're off by this side. Anybody know what the next match is while we wait for Frankie to come back from his kids and breaking chandeliers?
I'm pretty sure the next match is gonna be the main event. It's gonna be the triple threat match with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
Oh my God, Seth Rollins, CM
No, big Phil.
Punk, and Roman
I
Reigns.
love Roman, but it ain't gonna be
Yo,
Roman.
hold on. Phil, who'd you have for the New Day War Raiders? Who'd you have winning that?
He had New Day.
I'm sorry.
I
Oh, yeah,
think
New Day?
WWE just really emphasized the New Day's heel turn. So I
Okay,
think they're
there
going
you
to
go,
kind of
my bad.
capitalize off that.
Okay, so we got Big Phil as New Day is going to take out the War Raiders. So he is officially in the book. By the way, Phil, from this angle, you look like old boy from fucking from Creed. What's that, Michael B. Jordan? You got a Michael B. Jordan feel right now, dude. I swear to God, after watching you, I'm going to go turn on Creed 3 and watch him take out motherfucking that old boy, his friend and shit, man.
I need
Fuck,
Creed's money, man. Give me Creed money.
Damn, you look like Michael B. Jordan from this angle, dude. It's fucking sick. Anyway. Anyway, all right. So Phil's got New Day taking that out. Now we got the triple threat Jacob just mentioned, which is, say that one more time, Jacob. We got Roman Reigns and who else?
Yeah, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman. I actually didn't really know Paul Heyman was with CM Punk until like a week ago. I guess I was.
How did that happen? So he left. So he left Roman and joined CM Punk.
No.
There's a whole
So-
backstory to it.
So
Yeah, I
CM
guess he owes him a favor. Yeah,
Yeah,
put us on, Frankie. I'm not too sure.
So Paul Heyman ended up, bringing CM Punk in to help Roman Reigns during War Games back in like November for Survivor Series because he was going up against his cousins and it was going to be 4-on-5. But Paul Heyman wanted to make it an even 5-on-5. So what did he do? He go to his best friend, who is CM Punk, and CM Punk told him, "Listen, I'll do it, but you're gonna owe me a favor." We haven't known what that favor was until a couple weeks ago. We all, they thought that the favor was for Paul Heyman to put him in a main event of WrestleMania because that's always been his dream. That's the one thing, Jay, that he's never been able to do was main event at WrestleMania. He's been on WrestleMania cards. He's had WrestleMania matches, but he's never main evented a WrestleMania. So we thought that because, you had your favor from Paul Heyman, you're going to face, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They put him in the main event finally. And we thought that was the favor, but little did we know, CM Punk, he acknowledged the tribal chief and Roman Reigns, and all of our tribal chief acknowledged him. Thank you, Phil. And he told him, he said, "Listen, thank you for putting me in the main event. Thank you for letting me fight you, but that's not my favor." The next week comes by, he said, "Listen, the favor that I want, it wasn't a main event. It was to have my best friend at my corner, which is your wise man." So now Paul Heyman, he didn't leave Roman Reigns because of the favor. He has no choice but to. Roman Reigns told him, "Listen, wise man, turn this man down easily." And Paul Heyman told him, "Listen, I can't do that, my tribal chief. I can't." And he can't because you owe him a favor. So now Paul Heyman's on the side of CM Punk. I think Seth Rollins ends up winning it on a Paul Heyman mistake.
And Jay, before you go, that favor is important because it's a callback to like 25 years ago. To Frankie's point, not only did the wise man say he would help CM Punk get to the main event, but he also literally said, "I will be in your corner when you go to WrestleMania." So now this is a huge callback to that too.
Yeah.
Damn, coach.
Yeah, he told him a long time ago.
Big Phil, appreciate the education because I clearly did not know that. So I appreciate the update and the education, and that's why you're on this show.
What the fuck?
As the educator, baby.
No,
I just fucking told you a whole.
I know Frankie gave him a whole diatribe.
And like I don't get no love, but because Phil
I don't like
shot,
Frankie because he's a
20
Yankee.
years ago.
No. Look, you got your diatribe. I got my diatribe. My diatribe is Cowboys versus Yankees. F Frankie. You know about my
Cowboys versus Yankees. That's MLB versus NFL.
No. Seriously. I'm gonna go Seth Rollins. Because I said to you earlier in this show that Seth Rollins is my guy. And actually, where is Seth Rollins in all of this mix? Where is Seth Rollins? And nobody gave me a clear answer where Seth Rollins was until Jacob brought up the triple threat match that had Seth Rollins in it. And for that reason, I'm going Seth Rollins, baby.
Well,
Dude.
let me throw something in there as well, because last Monday, Paul Heyman was in the ring, and Seth came out. He told Paul Heyman, "Listen, the best thing you can do is don't even show up." And he told him, he's like, the only reason that I can, help you not show up. He was going to attack Paul Heyman, put him in the hospital or whatever like that, a little storyline. CM Punk ended up coming out. They had a little brawl, and it ended with Seth Rollins on top, right? And then, Paul Heyman's on his hands and knees, sad from CM Punk. Seth Rollins is about to curve stomp him, Jay, and instead of curve stomping him, he stopped right in front of him, and he looked down at Paul Heyman. He said, "Now you owe me a favor." So he came out last week and saying, "Listen, he's not going to be in your corner, Roman. He's not going to be in CM Punk's corner. Paul Heyman's going to be in my corner."
Oh,
so
shit.
Paul Heyman's he's not really in Seth Rollins' corner. He's in CM Punk's corner. But because of those reasons, I do think that Seth Rollins will win on a Paul Heyman mistake.
Yeah, I think Seth Rollins wins and leaves with Paul Heyman in hand. Marriage.
Oh my God, that would make my nipples hard.
Yeah, they're gonna go to the wedding chapel down there on the strip.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna happen tonight.
You gotta take it too far.
Hey,
This ain't Canada. All right, this ain't Canada. This is the U.S. All right, in Vegas, you want to get married in a child, it's a man and woman. All right, but if you want,
I think it happens a little more in the U.S. than Canada.
You go to Canada for that man on man.
This is all I'm gonna say. ESEN, acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
I normally always pick Roman Reigns.
Fuck yeah, Phil. Phil, start first class. Let's fucking go.
I always feel like Roman Reigns has a hard time with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I always go Roman Reigns as well. I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan. That's my tribal chief. That's my big dog right there.
Big dog, baby.
But seriously, hey fellas, how much longer does Roman Reigns' name carry in the WWE before it's just done?
Whenever he wants to stop.
It never flops. It's been solidified. He is now the new Hulk Hogan.
He can do no wrong. He won't be hot unless he doesn't
No.
want to.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 minute. And I'm gonna tell you why. Hulk Hogan would have never let himself go by the wayside and be whatever Cody Rhodes has with Cody Rhodes has. Roman, he would have been that guy. He would have been that guy until it's done. And it was a point in time when it was done, when Hulk Hogan was done and he left. Now, Hulk Hogan did come back, and I know he took on that evil persona, and he put on the black bandana, and he dyed his facial hair or his
disrespecting
beard
everything
black and all this. But that wasn't really Hulk Hogan.
That was for Roman Reigns. That was done on purpose because they wanted to make Roman Reigns a baby face, which it worked, and now he's even more over than he's ever been.
Let me ask you guys one
back in those days, man.
Let me ask you one more question. From a guy, hold on, Jake, hold on. For a guy who doesn't know shit about WWE other than Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ted DiBiase, and the Freebirds, and that kind of era, if we will. Do you see Roman Reigns ever getting back to where he was, or is he just kind of a side character going forward as WWE goes along?
Yo, Jacob, Phil, Glenn, take over. I gotta head out for a minute.
We got you,
hang
man.
out. We're good. Again, guys, I want to
answer your question. Yes, I'm going to answer your question right here.
Please.
Yeah, so I think Roman has peaked as far as being the top guy in the business, and I think he's coming on the way down on the other end. He's coming down the back nine is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So basically, Roman Reigns has peaked at when he was WWE champion, and now he's just kind of enjoying the back life, coming down until he fades out. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
I can't.
So
See,
is it safe to say? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. Is it safe to say that Roman Reigns never really was what The Undertaker was?
I would put him up there with the Undertaker, honestly.
Yeah, I'm
can't-
still
No.
putting Undertaker up there with Cena and Hogan.
Hold on, Jake. Hold on. We're gonna round robin this, and you're gonna get your version of what you think. I want to know this. The question is simply this. I want to make sure we're clear on what we're talking about. Is Roman Reigns equal to overall what the Undertaker is or was, or is he lesser than or greater than the Undertaker?
You can't compare the
Well,
two.
hold on. You will get your turn, sir. You can say anything and everything you want. I am not going to interrupt you. We are going to go Glenn, Phil, and Jacob. Greater than, equal to, or lesser than. That's how we're going to roll. Glenn?
So they're in the same ballpark, but I think Roman's just a hair bit under.
So you got Roman Reigns under the Undertaker.
Yeah, a little
Not
bit.
by much, but you definitely have his overall legacy is less than.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's still highly esteemed at the end of the day, because that 3 or 4 year run that he had with the title.
I understand all that. Look, at the end of the day, we all know what Roman Reigns did. Look, I don't even have the much experience you guys got, and I know that Roman Reigns has been there for a hot minute. But again, the key question is greater, equal, or less. And you got Roman Reigns just slightly less in terms of legacy than the Undertaker, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. I just want you on record. So now you're on record. Phil, greater, equal, or less?
My answer has to be a little different, right? My answer is gonna be a little different.
Okay.
You can't necessarily compare the two because it's like that's like comparing John Cena and the Undertaker. John Cena is arguably viewed as one of the goats of wrestling, but you wouldn't compare his goatness to the Undertaker's goatness, if that makes sense, right? There's a
Why
place
would I not? No, why would I not?
Their impact on the business was different. To me, John Cena has had more of a global impact on wrestling than the Undertaker has, but the Undertaker is still revered as one of the all-time greatest of all time, right? But they're together, but they're different. Roman Reigns is up there too because he ushered in a whole different era of wrestling for us. He carried us through COVID, and when he lost the championship to Cody Rhodes and was off TV for how many months, and he came back, the pop that he got was as loud as ever. Right.
Let me ask you this. Okay. All right, Phil. Let me ask you this, Phil.
Yep.
All right. No, Phil. That's a good. You present a good argument. I'm gonna rebuttal your argument with how long has Roman been in the business at a successful high rate versus Undertaker? If you look at their career, if you look at both of their careers, who's had the bigger career, Roman or Undertaker?
That's tough because Roman's career could be broken down to 3 different parts. The Shield was his first segue to WWE. Then the second part where the WWE tried to push him to be the main guy, and the fans hated that. And now his third installment where he's a tribal chief and everybody loves him. So I want to give you a black and white answer, but it's a little more nuanced than that when it comes to wrestling.
All right. We're gonna get a Star First Class a nuanced answer, and that's how he's gonna roll. And I'm not gonna say differently because he may fucking put me in the front lane and rest. So I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Jake, I guess you're the fucking tiebreaker, motherfucker. Shit. We got 2 people. You got one that says Big Glenn says that Roman is less than Undertaker. You got Star First Class Big Unc Phil saying that, he's bigger than Undertaker by and large. And you obviously heard the argument that I put up against it, and you heard what Phil said as a rebuttal. Where do you stand in this? Bigger, lesser, or equal?
If I'm just answering that, Undertaker's over Roman Reigns as in a household name standpoint. But we obviously are going to look at it different from like we know all the ins and outs of wrestling. We know all the stuff from the 80s to now. Like, dude, my one of my friends, his son's 16. all he knows is Roman Reigns. Like that's his life. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's crazy. But
Right.
I will say like Undertaker's definitely over Roman Reigns. Like Undertaker's crazy. He's been wrestling for 30 years. Wrestling for 30 years. Roman Reigns only been around for 12, but his 12 years,
Has been amazing.
His
Has
12
been
years
awesome.
are so crazy. Like like he's up there, like in the top
It's
five.
like it's almost like Roman Reigns is a career on steroids.
But I mean, realistically, like I know Stone Cold Steve Austin had like he started Stone Cold wrestling for a long time, but when he got to WWE, that was like 5 years. He did that in 5 years. Roman Reigns did his main thing in like 4 years. Undertaker did it for 30, but like Undertaker was never the champ for like more than a year. Like he would have the title. He never needed a belt. That's the thing about Undertaker. He never needed a belt.
In Roman's case, he's the Barry Bonds.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you that. What
put
really
Roman Reigns
matters?
at the top.
Hold on. No, and Jake, you make a very, very, very good argument. Phil, you also make a very good argument. You got an argument of a guy that his career has been on steroids, right? I mean, like they shot this dude up to megastardom very, very quick, but it's over a short period of time. You said 12 years. So 12 years of steroidism over 30 years of being in the business, but not having the belt nearly as long as Roman. So from a guy who doesn't have as much wrestling experience as you and Phil and Glenn does, I will tell you this. I'm more familiar with the name of Undertaker than I was with the name of Roman Reigns. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm more familiar with Undertaker than I am with Roman Reigns. And this is coming from a guy that doesn't follow wrestling nearly as much as you guys do.
It has less to do about Roman Reigns and more to do about the era that you grew up in. So don't get me wrong.
I agree. I totally agree.
I don't believe that Roman Reigns is above Undertaker at all. But what I'm saying is his impact on the business of WWE is greater than the Undertaker's impact on the business of WWE. Undertaker is revered by fans globally, and now so is Roman Reigns. However, no one will ever say Roman Reigns is better than Undertaker. But however, Jake's point, this new age fan, all they know is Roman Reigns.
Those kids in India go nuts.
If they know about the Undertaker, it's because of the video games.
Yes.
So I think, and Phil, you correct me if I'm wrong. From what I'm taking from I've listened to everything you said. I've listened to everything Jacob has said. And Glenn, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, because there's three of you guys against somebody who doesn't know shit. I would say this. Would you say that it's a fair shake to say that 10 years from now, whoever is known more, right, versus merchandise sales versus anything else, that would be clearly who the guy is. In other words, if Roman Reigns, who only has half of the wrestling career of Undertaker, right? You said Undertaker's been wrestling ring for 30 years, which is why I think that's why I know Undertaker, because I fall in that category. Roman Reigns is a little bit more of a newer guy that I don't really have as much knowledge of. But would you say maybe 10 to 20 years it would take that long to see who maybe is the more revered wrestler in terms of sales?
So Jason, here, I'm gonna give you a perfect analogy.
Yeah,
it's like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady is forever the GOAT, but there will come a time where Patrick Mahomes will be considered one of the best quarterbacks ever, but he could never replace Tom Brady no matter how great he becomes. But you look at his career right now, he's about to surpass what Tom Brady did in that same career span. Right? His first 8 years, that make sense?
Yeah, no. I totally get and I appreciate that, Phil. I appreciate that analogy, because I think for somebody that like me, I kind of needed that analogy to kind of get more perspective of what we're talking about. We talked about the triple threat match. I think a lot of us, or at least I know Frankie had said, we thought that maybe Seth Rollins might take that triple threat. What's the next match after the triple threat, or is that the last match?
So that's everything for night one. So that was night one. Night two, I guess night two is the triple threat women's title. You got Io Sky defending her title against Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley.
Oh, that's a hard one. Man, that's a hard one because I see a Rhea Ripley being the New Day and having a lot of popularity in the WWE, but also Bianca Belair and that whip that she has of a hairstyle being close. I think it's going to come down between those two, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. How do y'all see it? Glenn, let's do a round robin. Glenn, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Jacob. Who was the third one?
Io Sky.
Io Sky.
And Io Sky. Glenn, how do you see that unfolding?
I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley, but I would honestly wouldn't mind seeing Io Sky win it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Rhea.
End of the day, Rhea. All right, Big Phil, Rhea, Io Sky. I can't even say that name. Glenn, say it one more time for me.
Io Sky.
Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. Who do you think takes that matchup?
So I want Bianca Belair to win, but I feel like Io Sky has more to gain by winning it. But I feel like if Bianca doesn't win it, it's gonna hurt her more because like she's been in the spotlight for most of her career, but she hasn't been a champion in a minute. So it's like, are the fans gonna get still on Bianca Belair? Like, what's her next progression of her career? Like, I think Rhea Ripley, she's hot right now. So she wouldn't hurt her to win or lose it. So I got Io Sky winning it.
All right, Io Sky. Jake.
I got Rhea Ripley winning the title. But I do agree though, like what Phil just said, like Rhea could definitely lose this and she would be just fine. She could like go for another belt, but I do think Rhea's gonna win this match.
I know Phil has Io Sky. I know Glenn and Jake have Rhea Ripley. I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna ride the hot hand in this, and basically, what I've seen from the New Day, what I've seen out of WWE as a whole, I'm going Rhea Ripley because I don't think anybody's gonna take her out. I think it's just her destiny to take this, and there's nothing against anybody else, but I just think this is Rhea's time. I think Rhea's going to take it. Jake, what's next match?
It's a tag title match. The women's tag titles, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending their belts against Bayley and Ira Valkyria.
Mid card.
Yeah, I think Liv and Raquel are going to retain, only just due to the fact that Valkyria already got a belt. Like, I just think Liv and Raquel retain.
Liv and Raquel retains. Lyra and Bayley are going to have a feud up until SummerSlam.
Phil?
Give me Liv. And
because I'm extremely novice at this shit, don't listen to what the hell I say. Listen to the other three because they have I'm going to go Liv only because of the fact that you guys have more knowledge on that one than I do. He said Bianca will win. She's going to get so much heat for it. And that's Jonathan Holloway. Jonathan, we got to touch base. Oh, hold on real quick. Jonathan Holloway, me and you, I got to touch base with you. Please put in the comments that we can touch base tomorrow. And if we can touch base tomorrow, please let me know in the comments what time I can call you. And please leave your number in my DM. Having said that, next match.
Yeah, before we go to the next match, I want to re-highlight what Jonathan was saying. I could see the IWC on Twitter and social media losing their freaking mind.
I feel like my bad, Glenn. Go for it. My bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say if she does win that belt on Sunday, I can see the social media going nuts. I'm gonna be laughing too because Jonathan told us first.
I feel like the match, like if Bianca wins, it would do her the most justice. It would help her the most. Like if Bianca wins, it benefits her the most out of it.
Right.
It's like Bill said, she hasn't had a world title in a very long time. She's been at like that tag team, just floating around, whipping her hair back and forth like Willow Smith.
Hey, but that's
I like that, Jake. I like that.
Around though. I guarantee it, Jake. If her ass whipped that hairline around, and slap you 3 times forwards and 2 times backwards. So shut the hell up and let's go on with the next match.
I gotcha. So,
hey, by the way, if she hit me,
this is the best match of WrestleMania.
You would be screaming like Charlotte Flair if she hit you with that, Jay.
Hey, I'm just saying, Bianca, if you want to come over and slap me with that hair, I'm not gonna fucking put up a fight. Anyway, Jay,
we got the best match of WrestleMania. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Phenomenal. I actually got Logan Paul for this, unfortunately, guys.
No,
yes,
yeah.
Let's go, Jake. Let's go, Jake.
Logan Paul.
Jake,
Logan Paul,
shut your
man.
mouth. No, you don't, Jake. You don't. That's
The celebrity is gonna get the win over the wrestler.
You social media whore. You don't. No, you don't. Don't
Hey,
say
Jake.
that.
I hate to say it, man.
Hey, Jason, I'm sorry. I'm with Jake too, but only because this is
Why?
likely to be the Phenomenal One's last WrestleMania. He's getting ready to retire soon. So it doesn't help the business to put him over when Jake Paul is one of the hottest names in the world.
Jake,
hold on, everybody, hold on. I don't want nothing said. This is between me and my boy Phil. Phil, I've been your ride or die since day one, and I fucking think you know that. I've been your ride or die since day one, and you fucking know it, and you're not gonna say nothing different. I done promoted your ass to Sergeant First Class. Even I know you're gonna get that shit. Even though you don't believe that shit, I fucking already told you you're gonna get that shit. Don't you ever say what the fuck you just said to me. You say something different, you asshole, because I fucking love you. You say something fucking different right now.
I've been following the Phenomenal One since his early TNA days. I'm a big fan, but he's got to retire, bro. It's not good for business.
A win for Logan Paul over AJ is very credible. Like Logan Paul gets like some big name matches and he always loses, so he can finally like win a big name.
All right. Hold on, Glenn. Don't go just yet. Jake, I love you, man. You're my boy. You're my fucking boy, Blue. You fucking know I love you. Don't take this personal. This is just business. Fuck you. Sergeant First Class Tross. Fuck you. Big Glenn. Come on, man. Come on, Glenn. I swear to God, you fat, sweaty, non-haired bastard. Don't you fucking say that shit. Because I put everything I got in this life on your answer. Don't you fucking agree with them. You better say something different. Don't you fucking do it. Go ahead.
Logan Paul is going to old yeller AJ Styles' ass.
Damn it. Damn.
Bring him to the barn.
Damn. You know what? It's fine. Look.
Yes.
Those of us who don't know much about wrestling, but we know all about social freaking media, which, by the way, social media is an amazing thing, and it can be a corrupt thing. But in this instance, I think it's kind of bad. But we're going to go with it anyway. Jake, 518 Jake, which, by the way, you can catch him on our gaming site on Twitch, Twitter, God knows, wherever. You just click that link tree, you're gonna find 518 Jake. If you believe what 518 Jake says, if you believe what Big Phil says, if you believe what Big Glenn says, I can't talk to you. I can't relate. I'm going all day, every day. Jake Paul. I can't go.
We done hit you with this.
I can't. I refuse to go Jake Paul because of who he is.
It's Logan Paul. Get it right, Jay.
Seriously, if Jake Paul wins, let's be honest. If Jake Paul wins, it's just because that's what social media wants.
Everybody likes Logan Paul. They just haven't figured it out yet.
Social media want Jake Paul to win. Because I will tell you this. I saw a thing earlier today, and Jake Paul was in some Ferrari or Testarossa or whatever the hell fancy car he was in that I can't afford even probably pronounce the name of. And he put some kind of thing in the muffler and he hits the floor on the gas and it shudders this thing stuff and Jake Paul and Logan Paul. And
Hold on. Who said Logan Paul's going to win?
All of us.
I'm going to smack the shit out of all of you guys.
Bro, Stop thinking.
Don't disrespect AJ Styles like that again. Don't.
Thank you. Hold on, Frankie. By the way, Phil has left us. I'm sure he had things to do. Hold on. Big Phil has left us. Things to do. For you guys that don't know, I love Big Phil. Big Phil is in the army, and he has another day of training to do. So we understand why he left. Big Phil, we love you. Hold on, Frankie. Let me say what I gotta say.
Phil's right there. Phil's right there.
Hold on. Is he still here?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, I thought that motherfucker left. Fuck you, Phil. Just kidding. I'm just fucking kidding. I love you. You're like the fucking person. Frankie. Sergeant First Class Phil. Yes, I'm speaking that into existence. I don't care if the government I can say whatever I want to say. I don't care about the government. Okay. Sergeant First Class Future Tross says that Logan Paul is going to win. Big Glenn says that Logan Paul is going to win. Jacob, or as I say, or as he's known by 518 Jake. He went for that shit with a fuck. Anyway, hey, that's a whole other comedy skit that I'm not going to get into right now. 518 Jake says that Logan Paul is going to win. I say that Logan Paul is going to fucking lose. Frankie. Glenn even said that Paul was going to win. And this is Glenn. This is a motherfucker that goes to every son of a bitch, WrestleMania, NXT, whatever the fuck it is. That dude is at. He's got that little Flandora, whatever that little Flandora thing that he wears around his neck, and those big ass glasses and the hat and all that craziness. He says that Logan Paul is going to win. I said differently. I said Logan Paul's not going to win. Are you on my side or their side?
Yeah, I'll always be on the side where Logan Paul is not going to win. Like, I absolutely hate the Paul brothers. I hate Logan Paul. I told Jacob and Glenn this earlier. Give me back Kevin Federline. I'd rather take Kevin Federline. I absolutely hate Logan Paul. I hate Jake Paul. Don't you ever disrespect AJ Styles on a WrestleMania card again against Eddie Paul. He's a phenomenal one for a reason. He's going to show it. And he's going to show it. And I feel like the only reason you guys are going for Logan Paul is because you guys are true prime drinkers. Like, you guys love the prime.
Yeah.
Don't say ill. I know for a
prime drinker.
Jacob, I know for a fact every single time you guys get new product in your store, I bet you're the first to open up that pallet and be like, "Oh, that's a new prime for my boy Logan Paul. Let me drink that real quick."
Hey, Frankie, look.
And he's shitting on the floor about 20 minutes later.
I only said he's going to lose because AJ Styles retiring soon, and it wasn't good for business. That's all.
Oh,
that's even more disrespectful to him. That's even more disrespectful to him.
Yeah, he's yellow his ass.
Logan Paul needs to get a big name under his belt.
Hold on, so he's retiring soon. So you saying his might be his last WrestleMania match? You think he's gonna lose to, of all people, Logan freaking Paul? That is so disrespectful to my boy AJ Styles. That is so disrespectful. But I'm gonna head out of here. Before I head out of here, Jay, watch your language. My wife is watching you. All right, watch it. Your potty mouth. Stop drinking your goddamn tequilas.
First of all, I don't drink tequila. That's what Latinos drink. Us white people drink whiskey. However, in a comma, yes, I will actually watch my potty mouth.
He's probably one of those Windsor Canadian whiskey drinkers.
Fuck you, Glenn.
Watch the language,
Northern bastard. Hey, listen, everybody. If you've enjoyed today's comments, shares, and likes, Phil, as the show ends, don't hang up. I gotta talk to you. However, in a comma,
I'm out.
What? No. Don't go out. I seriously do need to talk to you for about 5 seconds, and then you can hang up on me. Big Glenn, man. Oh, that motherfucker said, "Fuck you."
He ain't waiting.
Hey, that's how you know what you mean to somebody in their life. You know, when they say "fuck you," I'm out. Anywho, no, seriously, Big Glenn, man, much love. Jake 518. Was there any other matches that we didn't cover?
Yeah, like
Absolutely. The main event.
Oh shit! Well,
It's
let's
one
not.
more.
Hold on. We're not gonna. If that's the case, we're not gonna bounce out on the main event. We're gonna talk. Oh, who's that, Jake? Who's that person? Hey, hello, ma'am. How you doing? I don't know your name. As Jake puts on his earphones and says, "I don't even know who that person was." And I said, "Hello, how you doing, darling?" Jake, real quick, Glenn, real quick. Who is the main event?
John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed wrestling championship.
All right, let's talk about it. I know Frankie said he felt like, at least when I talked to Frankie, he said he felt like that John Cena was going to win it and that Cody Rhodes would take it back at SummerSlam. Let's go around the clock. Big Glenn, how are you viewing this, brother?
Cena gets 17.
So you're saying that Cena will win at WrestleMania, and how do you feel about SummerSlam?
More along
the road to SummerSlam.
More along the lines of what Frankie was saying. Frankie and I got a lot of the same thoughts and ideas. I mean, we're not really the same in that way, but when it comes to WWE, I know that most of his views align with mine. So
I don't even know what that is. So you got Cena winning at WrestleMania, and how do you see SummerSlam coming down?
He's going to drop it back to Cody Rhodes and is become a good guy and finish things out with The Rock.
Okay. Jacob, 518 Jake.
How do you John Cena winning?
Out?
John Cena's going to get big 17. He's past Ric Flair. I'm going to forget all about him.
All right. So you got Cena taking it out at WrestleMania, but how do you see it coming down at SummerSlam? Does he lose it at SummerSlam and give it back to Cody Rhodes, or does he keep? Because that's what's going to roll out.
I mean, he'll end up losing it to somebody. I honestly don't know who he'll lose it to yet. Cody Rhodes probably would be the only actual name that makes sense. I have like a weird theory where like he wins the title and he's going to defend it against Orton next month at Backlash because it's in St. Louis.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Okay. That's interesting because I mean, in all honesty, I was thinking kind of. I think what Glenn was saying and what Frankie was saying was I think Cena would take it because I think that's a big money draw for Cena to take it at WrestleMania. But I also see it being big that he would give it up, at SummerSlam back to Cody Rhodes, and then they would go on from there as it being Cena's farewell tour. Is that kind of the way you're seeing it?
Yeah, he definitely drops it. Probably at SummerSlam. I don't know when he's really like officially done. Like I don't know his last like. He could drop it like Survivor Series. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, it, folks. I think we've literally covered day 1 and day 2 of WrestleMania. I think you've had everything that Jake 518 or 518 Jake. If you're dyslexic, it's 518 Jake, and there you go. Big Glenn, Phil Tross, and Frankie the Yankee, Frankie Two Belts, however you want to call him. And of course, then you got your boy Jay McLovin, which has absolutely zero WWE wrestling knowledge in terms of soap opera isms. But you have what we think who's going to win what and when they're going to win it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Jay McLovin. It's your boy 518 Jake ending it, and Big Glenn saying, "See you later." Until next time, it's your boys on the afternoon show or the afternoon evening show saying sayonara.
AJ Styles sucks.
Shut your mouth. I got